I'll ask the question, thanks Sean, of Lois Tucker, who's 17 years old from Stratton in Swindon. I'll ask the first question first then, Lois. What is the I Love You More Than Wi-Fi t-shirt?
It's just an expression of, the value of the people around me to the value of a good internet connection, really.
It's a technological world, and in this room with a number of people who are online at the same time, then Wi-Fi is not a luxury. It certainly isn't. Now, let's get down to why you're here. As I've said, you're 17 years old, you're from Stratton. You are politically engaged, you're politically interested. What's the story? Why are you here?
I'm here to sort of just see how politics works on a sort of a ground level, to see how the behaviour here can contribute to the behaviour in the higher levels of politics. And it's because I plan to go into politics when I'm older, it's quite important for me to see how politics works at basic levels, so that I can understand how it works when I might be in a place of political importance.
You're studying politics, are you?
I am. I'm studying politics A-level.
Where?
New College.
Okay, so how did you get yourself an invitation to this room?
I was invited with my uncle by the Green Party candidate for South Swindon.
Okay, fair enough. There's a sense of frustration about this election for you, isn't there? It's all about birthdays. Tell me about that.
Yeah, my birthday is June the 1st, which is a very frustratingly small number of days after the election, and it's quite difficult for me as a politically motivated person to miss out on the vote when I have had quite a few friends in the past tell me that they're not going to vote, even though they are in the fortunate position of having their birthdays before the election. So it's very frustrating for me not to cast my vote when I know that because I can't, when I know that other people that have the vote that has been hard won by people over the centuries that just aren't going to use it.
What's your secret hope?
I secretly hope for a hung parliament and a second election, purely for selfish reasons, so that I can cast my own vote and really make a difference, really.
That's the most original reason I've heard yet for hoping for a hung parliament that collapses. This is your first election count, yes?
Yes, it is.
As you've been going round, certainly I remember my first election count, and I thought, golly, this is really exciting. What's going on here? How has it been for you?
It's been quite an experience. It's been nice to see how, all the different political party members and all the politicians sort of interact with each other. It's good to see the wide range of people that have come, so there are younger people and older people and lots of different demographics. But there has been a sense with some of the larger parties of a little bit of some quite tribal, unnecessarily adversarial, quite juvenile behaviour. So when party candidates come in, there's clapping and braying from Labour and the Conservatives, but it's just not the sort of thing that you're seeing in the smaller parties like the Greens or the Liberal Democrats.
So yes, when Anne Snellgrove walked in just a few minutes ago, big cheer from her camp. Earlier on, Robert Buckland, Justin Tomlinson, they got the same treatment. Isn't there an argument, though, that says they represent quite large teams who have been working towards the same goal for quite a long time now, for many weeks, putting an awful lot of effort into it, and this is if you like, their star player, and they're simply applauding them. Is it not just human behaviour, the kind of which we see at the county ground on a Saturday afternoon?
I mean, there is an element of course, this is sort of the all or nothing moment, so there's quite a lot of excitement and hype, but at the same time, this is the political stage, not the county ground. You'd expect some more dignified behaviour, and it's this kind of ground level, braying and tribalism that can lead in higher levels of politics to the kind of yelling and heckling and braying that we see in the House of Parliament, which is frankly embarrassing as a nation.
I'm not entirely sure how many politically engaged and interested 17-year-olds I know. Let's assume you're in the minority for your age group. Do you think that if more, well, heck, not just 17-year-olds, but if more people generally came to account, they might actually find themselves a bit more interested in this process?
Well, I think if more people came to account, they'd have more understanding of how the whole thing works. I have many friends of my own age that have no idea how the first past the post system works, that have no idea how we end up getting the government that we get. And I think that if more people came, they'd have a better understanding. And also if they saw some of the behaviour here, it might change their opinions on who they're going to vote for and just the state of the political climate in the UK at the moment, in quite an adversarial time of politics.
Lois Tucker, thank you very much for talking to us. It's been a pleasure having a chat with you. 17 years old, 18th birthday on the 1st of June. How frustrating is that? Wanted to vote, couldn't do it because of the birth date. Perhaps the only person in the county actually hoping for a hung parliament so that there'll be a recount and she can vote post her birthday. You never know.
Lois, Ash, thank you both very much indeed. Swindon South, though, is moving on apace.